see that fight last night?
I did not see the fight last night. I caught some highlights. I first I got which fight? Are you talking about the Nunez? Are you talking about the Lopez
Oh
Taylor
yeah,
fight?
you're right. There was a UFC card too. No, yeah, I was talking about Tio versus Josh Taylor.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Saw some highlights though. I mean, from what I saw, it just looked like after maybe like the third round, like it just looked like Lopez was just in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Exactly
what it
right. That's exactly right. Yeah, it was like the first couple rounds, it was kind of competitive, and then it was like it was completely lopsided, man. It was kind of crazy because Tio's last fight, he didn't look very good, and it was against kind of like an unknown opponent. So I didn't know
yeah.
if he was like falling off or what was going on, but he just
Wasn't
like
that the fight where he was like asking his dad, like, "Do I still got it?" or whatever?
yeah,
Like that
yeah,
fight. Okay, that's what I thought.
yeah. So I was like not. I don't know. I thought Josh Taylor would win. Josh Taylor's a really good fighter. He hasn't fought in like over a year though, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But man, like Teal looked great, and like now he's a multi-belt holder in two divisions, so that's
Yeah,
pretty big for his legacy,
yeah,
man. That's
it is. And like you said, Taylor is not a slouch, but he looked like he was back in his form from like when he went and beat Loma. Like he looked like he was in that form, right? Where he was
yeah,
just sharp, punches was accurate, like he was just dialed in.
he was, man. It was a great fight to watch. So I'm excited now to see kind of what happens next if they want to like put Devin Haney against him or kind of like see what the plan is there. But man, we've had some really good boxing fights. It's been a pretty good year. Can't complain.
Yeah, I just went to, so I don't know if you saw, but I went to the fight last week or the week before that. I went to that Clarissa Shields and Cabarno fight or whatever. I forget her last name, but I went to that fight down at LCA. And I mean, it was really not much of a contest, to be honest.
Hmm.
Like, Clarissa Shields easily won all 10 rounds. It, um, it wasn't close.
Yeah, that's what I heard, man. What a cool thing too for like a female boxing to sell out LCA. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing was, I had a friend that works for DPD, and he was saying that like the tickets was like they hadn't sold as many tickets as they were anticipating, but I guess they had a lot of tickets sold the day of.
Hmm.
Like that boy filled in. So I mean, she really brought the city out, cashed out, brought her out. The tunnel and everything. And then even some of the undercards were pretty solid. Like we saw a couple of knockouts. Like one dude won his first round um, in like 46 seconds.
Damn.
And almost every single fight had like somebody from Detroit or like from Michigan fighting. So it was a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool event.
Nice, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah,
where she goes next. I mean, she's kind of just cleaned out everybody.
yeah. I don't know. It's not really. I mean, unless she can get that fight with the woman that she was supposed to fight, because the woman took a voluntary drug test for no reason. Like she didn't have to take it; it wasn't required. She took it, and she ended up failing. So I think
Hmm.
that'd be the only thing just to try to get, because that's the only person that ever knocked her down, knocked
Hmm.
Clarissa down. This was earlier on, I think, in her amateur career. So maybe she can try to run that back. Um, but it also depends on like what type of band that woman's going to get now that she failed that drug test. So I don't know, but I could see that potentially happen.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I didn't even know about that. So there was someone that's like, did Clarissa still beat her?
So she still won, but that was the only person to ever like knock her down
Hmm.
um, in a fight. And so it was just like getting that revenge and everything. But
I got you. I got you. Yeah. And then did you see Crawford and Spence is official?
yeah, I did see that. So hopefully, I'm ready for, what did they say? Is that September?
End of July, like July 29th or
July.
something.
Okay. Okay. What did I see that was supposed to be the end of September? Then just saw something.
I don't know. There might be something else coming on. There's supposed to be a lot of heavyweight fights that are supposed to be made at the end of the year, but I know Spence Crawford is end of July. So
That's
I'm
gonna
so
be a
excited
dope.
for that. Yeah,
That's
man.
gonna be a fight for sure.
That's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I'm a huge Crawford fan and I like kind of hope I'm wrong, but like I feel like Errol's gonna win. I think he's younger and he's like been more active. And I'm just like, if I had to put money on it, I think that Errol's gonna beat him by decision. That's what I'm feeling
Yeah,
right now.
I think I'm in agreement with you. I think it'll probably end up being Spence. I mean, from what we seen when he fought Ugas, it was just sharp, and he just his spacing in the ring, his footwork, dude is just on point. So
He is, man. He's so good at fighting on the inside too. But I guess there's a rematch clause for both of them. So no matter what, we're gonna get two. And
all
then
night.
if they split, then that probably means there'll be a trilogy. So that's pretty cool. We should get some good
That
fights.
will be good. That will be good for sure.
Yeah.
That'll definitely be good. Um, so I gotta ask, so so what do you think like about because we didn't talk about the Haney fight with Loma,
Oh
and what are
yeah.
your thoughts there? Like, because that got pretty controversial.
It did, man. And I mean, there's a couple aspects to it. Like, first of all, I believe that there's like a thing when you're challenging for a title that like you have to beat the champ convincingly. That's kind of like always been something that I've been told like growing up watching boxing specifically, but in combat sports, like it's got to be convincing. So that's number one. Like it was definitely a close fight. But with that being said, I thought Loma won. I thought he won a couple more rounds than Haney did. I feel like he controlled the pace of the fight, and he had Haney looking kind of flustered at times. So the fact that it was like a unanimous decision and one of the scorecards was like something crazy, like 7 rounds for Haney, or like 8 rounds for Haney, I was like, that's kind of wild. I don't think it's like an egregious call. Like some people were saying it was like absolutely insane that Loma lost, but I think Loma won. So I would like to see them do it again. I don't know if Haney has any interest in that. He sounds like he's pretty pissed at Loma because I guess Loma's trainer is like filing an appeal with like all those boxing commissions that those belts are through, all the sanctioning bodies. And I think that's stupid. Like, what's the point of even doing that? It's not like they're gonna like overturn anything. Like that was
They're
really
not.
dumb.
Yeah, they're
No.
definitely not.
So, and I think Haney's pretty pissed about that. He seems like he's been sounding off on social media about it and stuff. And then Loma said he's going back home and kind of just chilling for a while. So I don't know. I don't think we will, but I think Loma won, and I would like to see it again because it was exactly the kind of fight I thought it was going to be. It was like a straight up chess match. Like I didn't think there was going to be a lot of like hurt people, throwing power shots. It was just pure boxing, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, if there was ever going to be a knockout, I think it would have been Loma on Haney.
Hmm.
Because Haney just doesn't come across. He's just such a tactician that he doesn't come across as somebody like that. But um, yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see that Spence and uh, that Spence and Crawford fight. And I just was trying to figure out like what happens with Haney, what happens with Tank, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah,
Like that weight class is just so stacked. It's like, what
such
do you
young talent too.
man? Like, it's so many potential fights. I mean, even you still got Ryan Garcia in there. That like, it's so many potential fights that could be had in there.
Hmm.
That I'd love to just see them just go at it, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. We're
And they
gonna see some
all,
really good fights.
yeah, man. Like, and they all would be like dog ass fights that they would easily get some good purses.
Hmm. I want to see Shakur Stevenson. I haven't seen him in a minute, so I want to see
It's
him
been a
back in
while.
there.
It
Yeah,
has been. It's been a long ass time. I think we definitely got to see him again.
yeah. I mean, like him versus Tank would be so crazy just because Shakur is like such a technical boxer, just like Haney, just like Loma. And it's but
Yeah,
so is even though Tank has crazy power, man, like Tank is a technical boxer too. Like he is such
yeah.
a good counterpuncher, he has such good footwork. So like that fight would be crazy. I think Shakur Stevenson would beat Devin Haney easily. That's just my opinion. Like I love Devin Haney, and like this is the first fight that I've seen him look like he could get exposed, but like maybe it's just because I've never seen Shakur exposed, but I think he would like outclass Devin Haney. So I'd love to see that fight too. Because I don't know if I'm right, but I think he would, man. I think it would be like an 8 round to 4. Like he would just like rout him. I've never even seen Shakur like hit hard. So I mean, it would be that would be just like another Loma Haney type situation where it would just be like a fucking chess match. I would love to watch that. That'd be awesome.
Man. Okay. I would
What
like to. I would like to
you
see that. Though.
what you think Haney would win?
I don't know if Haney would win. I just don't know if I would give it to Shakur easily.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
I
word
got
is
you.
the one that kind of like threw me like, damn, easily,
I just think he'd make it look easy. I do. Yeah.
man.
All respect to Haney. I mean, I think he's an amazing fighter, but like, oh man, like I've just never seen Shakur even like tested yet. So it's like hard for me to, you know,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, you're right though. All those good fights, and they're all so young. Like we should have multiple of those like throughout the next like 3 to 5 years
bro.
because these guys are so young, you know. So
So much money to be made in those fights. It's
yes,
just all gas good fights for sure.
absolutely. Yeah. What's your thoughts on? I mean, we haven't even talked like through the rounds, but just how like the finals have gone so far, NBA.
Yeah, I mean, through the rounds, I think, I mean, definitely some upsets that I don't think I don't think anybody anticipated Miami to even be in the final.
Mm-mm.
Like, no one thought they were the lower scoring team in the fucking league this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then Tyler Hero goes down, Oladipo goes down, and that seemed to just like go into this app tap thing where they like, okay, well, we don't rely on our shooters, bro. And I think once Giannis went down, that just changed the whole entire scope because it wasn't like Middleton was really back healthy yet,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're relying on Drew Holiday and uh and who is it, Lopez.
Yep.
So that, I mean, that was a complete shock. The Knicks, I kind of figured that Miami would win that series. I think the Knicks are just very kind of up and down, and then I think it was again a shock about that Celtics series. But I think once they went down 3-0, it was like, okay, like the Celtics are not about to win 4 games
No, they almost pulled it off too,
in a row. They
man.
almost did.
That
They
was
almost
crazy.
did. They almost fucking did. But I mean,
Yeah.
because that game, even game 6, they got damn lucky,
Yeah, you're right. What a crazy ending to that fucking game, bro. That was insane.
bruh, bruh. So I mean, that was crazy. I think with the uh, that I think by far for me felt like the best series in the playoffs so far was that Celtics and Heat series.
Yeah.
Like the games were just crazy. I think on the West, I mean, I think we all didn't anticipate the Suns to just get popped like that by the Nuggets. I mean, they took them to 6, but I mean, Chris Paul just he can't stay healthy. And then I think also Monty Williams just wasn't. Everybody was saying that the Suns gonna have a bench, but I just don't think Monty Williams was actually using the bench. The Lakers just AD was just too up and down, and LeBron is just he can't carry like a team like that anymore. And not to say
No.
that like the Lakers have a pretty solid team, he just can't. He's not gonna have those games again where he's gonna be dropping like 40, 18, and 6. Like that is just not gonna be there.
Right. What's your thoughts on what's going on with that? I mean, I know he said he wants to kind of like evaluate. Do you think he could actually retire, or do you think he's just saying that? Like,
I mean, what he did, already said that he wanted to play with his son. So you give him another 2 years this year, and then hopefully he can play with his son next year. Um, but what would that make him? What, 40?
40? Yeah, 40, 41. I mean, he can
So
obviously still play. Like that's,
yeah, I mean, he's easily still, I think, like a top 10 player.
yeah.
But we don't. I mean, he's gotten injured almost every single year over the
Hmm.
last 3 years. He's gotten injured.
Yeah, didn't they say there was something wrong with him, like his foot or something like that? Like his
Yeah, his
hand.
foot. I'm pretty sure he may have to have surgery or something at some point, or at least he just got to rest up. But because that ankle, that's what it was, the ankle. Um, but they just need to figure out what they're going to do with D'Angelo Russell. They need a backup. They need to figure out what they're going to do with like their backup center stuff. Uh, and I think they just need to continue to build on their shooting. So, I mean, they got some good pieces. They just got to continue to build on it. But
Is there any way you think he goes somewhere else, or do you think he just stays in LA the rest of his career if he uh I mean, I know the Bronny thing kind of depends on certain situations because he would probably go wherever Bronny goes, but like until Bronny gets there, if he continues to play, could you see him going somewhere else, or is it just like he's just going to stay in LA?
I think he's gonna stay in LA just because his other son is still there, his daughter's there, so family and everything is still there. Um, I don't see him really going anywhere else. But uh, I think next year is gonna really make have a big sell sign about what happens with his future.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I did see something like it was on First Take that like Kyrie had reached out to him about the Mavs. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he'd do it, but that was interesting to me. I was like, I didn't, Kyrie's a free agent, right? So that was surprising to me to see. It was on First Take. They were talking about it. Like, I don't think Kyrie's going to go back there, but that's, you know, I don't know.
Well, I think that they like. I don't think it's not that Kyrie doesn't like being in Dallas. From what I've heard, it's just the fact that like that team is just they don't play any defense.
No,
They're
not
just
at all.
a defensive team. Once he joined that team, because they gave up so much, uh, and it's so crazy because you would think that like with Jalen Brunson and Luca, that got them to what like a conference finals, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken. And like, oh, we subbing in Kyrie, but you forgot about like everything that they gave up to get Kyrie.
Yeah, Finney Smith and, you know,
Man, there's a couple of pieces. So um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, overall is the best move for Dallas. But I mean, you just got that talent in the Kyrie. But I saw this trade. There's like a three-team trade that would send Kyrie and man, I'm drawing such a blank. It may be somebody else from Dallas to Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton to Dallas, along with what's the dude's name? I forget the wing's name that played for the Clippers. Um, and then sending Chris Paul to the Clippers.
hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Chris Paul's time in Phoenix is almost like done, bro. I feel like he needs to retire, to be honest with you. Like, it's just getting to a point now where it's like, if you're not able to, like, all he wants is a ring, right? Like, I don't think he just wants deep playoff success, but he's like, he can't even stay healthy in the playoffs, man. He never could. And it's only getting worse at this point.
Worse.
So I'm just like,
Yeah,
hang it up, man. Like, I mean,
yeah,
if you love the game, do your thing, but I'm just like, I'm kind of over the Chris Paul. And I love Chris Paul. He's one of my favorite players growing up, but he's looking
he,
old, man.
he, he is. I mean, so yeah, so it was Kyrie and Nick Batum going to the Phoenix, Robert Covington and Aiton going to Dallas, and then Chris going to the Clippers. But like that for me, that doesn't make sense because like they still got Russ.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
You're not gonna bring. You're not like I wouldn't. I don't know if I would bring Russ off the bench.
Is Robert Covington on the Suns?
He's on the Clippers.
Oh, okay. I forgot he was in the league. Does he play a lot?
Not really.
Yeah,
Like, he's on the bench for the Clippers. He comes in rotation. So,
gotcha.
but yeah, man. So I mean, all I know is I'm. I do think come game 5, I think the Heat will be able to pull the game off, but I think it's going to end in Miami game 6.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Denver looks so good, man. I mean it's kind of they go as like Jamal goes in my opinion. Like if he plays really well, like it's like I don't see anyone beating them. It's the games where he doesn't that it's kind of more on Jokic and everyone else, and they're more of like a beatable team. But Murray has played so well during this postseason, man. It's been very impressive
Yeah,
to watch.
he has. I mean, he's had a couple games. Like I think it was like game 3 or something. He only had like 15 points, but like dude has been balling. Jokic is just unstoppable, bro.
He is,
I mean,
man.
big, he's too skilled. I mean, some of those shots that he was those shots that he was hitting against the Lakers, the 1 foot behind the head shot that he just like,
Yeah. Like how?
and he looked at him like, I don't know what to do with that, bro. There's nothing I can do with that. Like,
Right.
and
Right.
his fucking brother looks like the mountain from fucking Game of Thrones. Like, God damn, he big as hell.
Where's he at?
Like, huh?
Where's his brother at?
Who, Jokic?
Yeah, doesn't he have a brother that's playing too?
I don't know if he has a brother. I know both of no, the brothers that I don't believe they're both older than him. They don't play, but god damn, they be.
Yeah, they are. They're fucking huge, man.
They are huge, massive. But like, I mean, that team, that like the Denver team is just so well put together, and like they play defense, offensively. I mean, it's almost like you're picking your poison, right? Like, I, Jokic is gonna get his numbers. It's like this is just gonna happen. Like he's gonna get his numbers, and then you just gotta hope that Jamal Murray isn't hot. But even if he's not, Gordon has had games. Bruce Brown has had games. Um, KCP has had games. Like they all have. That team is just so well fucking put together.
It is, man. It really is. It's just such a fucking team. Yeah, I really like Michael Porter Jr. Like he's doing his role really well. Like you said, KCP's playing well. They're just a great defensive team. What is it like? I mean, for Jokic now, he wins this one. That's pretty, I mean, impressive. I mean, he won 2 MVPs back to back. You could have made an argument he could have won again this year. Like they look good, man. Like I feel like he has a potential to definitely be like an all-time great player if he continues to,
I think he's already kind of like in that conversation, bro. Like I think you could easily put him in the top. Definitely could put him in easily the top 10 greatest centers of all time, if not maybe top 5.
Yeah, that's a
Right,
wild.
right, right now, just
Top
from the way
five.
you don't think so.
I mean, skill wise, yeah. It's just for me, and I know me and you have had this conversation so many times. It's always the debate of like, are we basing it off of like how good they are or like their legacy, Because yeah, I agree with you, but like also like, like he's way better than Bill Russell, in my opinion. Like I've never, you know what I mean? Like, but Bill's legacy is
Yeah, I
Bill's
mean, I think
legacy.
I don't. So I wouldn't put him over Bill Russell just from like you got to think about the defensive mindset that Bill Russell brought to the game, and uh, he wasn't like a scoring person, necessarily, but like I think you got to think about. I would put Bill in there, Kareem, of course, Wilt, and Shaq.
Yeah.
And I
I mean,
the only person that I'm definitely leaving off is
Hakeem.
Elijah. Yeah, and Elijah one. So those are probably really the only ones that I would feel comfortable putting ahead of you, to be honest. At
Yeah.
least right now, I couldn't. I don't think I could put David Robinson up in there. Like David Robinson, nice, one MVP, but I don't know if I could put David in there. I don't know if I can put Patrick Ewing in there. And don't get me wrong, Patrick was a dog, but
Yeah. Well, it's weird too, even like in today's NBA, just like looking at him, like he's better than. It's weird to say, but like he's better than Embiid. Like that's how I look at it. It's kind of tough. Like for me, like I wouldn't have said that until this year either. So but
I think the thing with Embiid is just that like unlike Jokic, Embiid tries to float around the perimeter and the mid range and all that too much. And Embiid is just punish you down low. Like
mhm,
he's not gonna get high off the ground, but he's gonna get his paint touches.
mhm.
He's so big. So
Yeah, so skilled, man. Such a good passer too. That's like the craziest part. Like to pass like that at that size. Ooh, holy shit.
yeah. So and I think for the Heat just needs some size, and they need a point guard, and they just need like one more wing person.
Hmm.
Like the Heat could be. I had Kevin Durant went to the Miami Heat, and they was able to keep like Bam and Jimmy. That could have been kind of scary.
Yeah, it could have. It really could. I mean, but like if Tyler Hero was there right now, do you think that would make any difference?
Maybe it gives them another score and everything, but also like Tyler Hero is not the greatest defender, um, and like he can score, but he's not a shooter like that,
Hmm.
right? Like we know Duncan Robinson is a shooter, we know Max Strus is a shooter. Like those guys are shooters. Tyler Hero is more like a scorer, uh, And I think that's what's kind of helped Miami is the fact that like these guys are like bona fide shooters that you have to respect.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're definitely right. What about the KD situation? I mean, do you think he's content there? Like he plans on just sticking in Phoenix for the foreseeable future?
I think so. I just think they just gotta they well I think if I'm not mistaken, the Suns, like the owner and everything, pretty much told CP3 and correct I may be wrong, but they think they told him that like they are probably gonna be moving on from him.
Hmm.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to in order for them to be the thing is like who do you go get? If you're the Suns and you need to go get a point guard, who are you going to go get?
But that's the thing. I don't think it has to be some crazy superstar player. Like just get a floor general point guard that can disperse the rock and can play defense and someone that's not going to be like another big persona in the locker room at this point. I mean, you've got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, you know?
But
So
yeah, I just think you need somebody that can defend and shoot the ball and, like you said, and facilitate. So I have a couple of ideas,
okay.
and I'm gonna throw them out there, and you let me know how you feel. I have three.
Okay.
Okay. So my first one is, what would you feel about Markel Fultz?
Wow. Okay. First of all, I had no idea that's where you're going to go with that. Is he still on Orlando right now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I like that a lot. But the question is, who are they going to give up in a package to get him? Because I think at this point, I'd rather have Markel Fultz than Chris Paul. So, like, who else are the Suns giving up in order to acquire him? You know?
Well, the Sun would have to give up anything because they're just giving up Chris Paul. The Magic would have to give up somebody else to kind of level off the compensation because CP3 is supposed to make like 35, 36 this
Right.
year. So they would need to add somebody into that package. Uh, but yeah, so that was one thought.
I like that a lot because he's such a versatile player and he's not someone that's going to completely dominate the ball and like need his points. But I would think the Suns are going to need to throw some picks in there in order to get that. I don't even know if they
Maybe.
have any right now, but like I wouldn't do that if I was Orlando. I'm not giving you Markel Fultz and someone else for Chris Paul with that crazy contract unless there's something else. Like I need
Well,
more assets.
keep in mind they still got other point guards. They got Jalen Suggs. That was a rookie that they picked up
Yep.
last year or
Yep.
the year before. And then they got Cole Anthony. So they got some point guards on their team. So you potentially, but Markel is just a starter.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was one idea. The other idea is a little more. I really like it because I think it could really fit. What about Malcolm Brogdon?
Yeah, but is he a starting caliber player? Isn't like I feel like Malcolm Brogdon at this point has like been known like he is the sixth man that comes in and
Well, he was a
fills that
starter
role.
most of his career until he went to Boston.
Yeah.
He was averaging like anywhere between like 15 to 18, and he
What's
could
so
shoot the
crazy is I don't even think of him as a point guard is what's so crazy to me is I think of him as like a shooting guard. I mean, it would be great, but I don't know. That's an interesting one. Who's the next one?
So the next one is more so predicated on whether or not this person can be healthy, and it would be Lonzo Ball.
I was thinking that's where you're gonna go with that. Okay. That's a big because I was researching him within the last couple of weeks. Like, do we know? Do we have any? Because there's been reports that like Chicago thinks he's never going to play again and things like that.
Yeah, they're literally questioning like he may need to retire.
Yeah. And what is it? Is his knee? Like,
Yeah, it's his knee. He just for some reason he can't keep. He's still having pain and some swelling.
gotcha. That would be the
So
best one if it was healthy, Lonzo Ball, in my opinion. I just think between him and Markel Fultz, because Brogdon's great, but Brogdon also likes having the ball and he likes to score. So I think like you need to have someone more that's like can shoot, but their first instinct isn't to shoot. And I feel like that's Brogdon's first instinct. So I would think ideally if Lonzo's healthy, that would be the best one because I mean his offense needs a lot of work. scoring wise, but he's a great facilitator and he's a phenomenal on ball defender. So like that would be very scary if he was healthy.
So, see, I don't view Brogdon that way. I don't think Brogdon is a pass as a shoot first. Like, is that probably the thing that he does better between the two is shoot? Yes, for sure. But I think in the system that they would put around, I think he would know his role. Like, I got fucking Kevin Durant and fucking Booker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just shoot these wide open threes that I'm about to get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So I like the fact that like and this is okay. I'm gonna throw another thing out there that I think that the Suns can do, and it would listen. This is gonna be controversial as shit, but if you want to get a wing defend, if you want to get a wing player that's a defender, is fucking athletic as hell, and you can probably get them for very little money right now. Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges. Huh.
I feel confident that like they could
Where are you?
get him and not have to spend a lot of money because of everything that went on.
So are you like, how does that work though? Like who do you run Book as more of like a point guard and then KD and him on the wings, or is KD sliding to like a four position? Like what, how would that work?
I don't think you need to. I mean, I think you can go and, like you said, get like a B grade point guard, right? That way you don't have to spend too much. And you still got campaign. And like you said, if you need to, you can move Book over to. I mean, because we know Book is pretty good as far as just handling the rock. I mean, he's had games where he's had 10 assists and stuff like that. So that's not anything new. But then that just makes you much more athletic on the wing. Uh, the only thing is like they just need to fill that void in at the center spot. That
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they signed him, right, last year to that big contract. How many years was that? Are they still
So
considering
I think it's a 4 year contract.
what they're thinking about moving
The
him?
contract wasn't too crazy. I think he's getting about like 20 something, maybe 30 something a year, but somebody would take him. Dallas
Yeah.
would for sure take him.
Yeah. They could use him, honestly.
Yeah, they could. So, um,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I like those though. I mean, that would be interesting to see. So you're saying it's pretty sure that they think they're moving on from Chris Paul at this point?
From the reports I've been seeing, it sounds like they're going to be looking to try to move him or waive him and then restructure the contract to where they're just paying him. They're paying him minimally, but like for years to come, rather than just doing a one lump sum. So that way they have like a couple of like mid level exceptions they can get out of it to sign some players.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Man, I wanted to ask you too, like, what's your thoughts on like, and I feel like I've talked about this for years since we've been doing this, but like the fucking like the head coaching thing is like crazy to me. Just like these coaches that are like the winningest coaches right now that just get fired, and you're just looking at it like, man, like, is it just they don't think that their coaching style is matching like their team, or like what is? I just don't get it for a lot of these guys. It's like these are some of the best coaches in the world that have won championships already, and it's just like, all right, like you couldn't get it done for 2 years, so like we're going
Yeah,
in another direction. Like it's just crazy to me.
yeah. I mean, I think part of it is like there's some like internal conflicts or things like that that are going on that like we know that situations just have to change, right? Like, because I think it was well known that like James and Doc probably didn't get along the best, from what I understand. Because it was also Doc getting James to kind of getting hard and kind of change his game a little bit, and like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, bro, you are not that person right now. We need to get the ball to Embiid, right? And then also probably even relinquishing the reins a little bit to like get Maxi more involved. So I think that was a tough pill for James as well because he kind of thinking like, no, I can still do this. Um, but I feel like honestly, I think it was time for Doc to kind of move on. Monty Williams, I think it was again. I think it was time for. I think he is a more of a development coach. I don't like the fact that he got signed by Detroit. I don't like the much we're paying him though.
Yeah,
Like
that was
we
crazy.
pay way too fucking much money to be Like he's never won anything, and you're wanting for him to paying him 15 million a year, more than Popovich and Spoelstra and Doc, and like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
More than Kerr. Like these dudes have won championships, and you over here paying this guy more than any other coach a year for what, bro? Like he didn't
Yeah, that
earn
was
that,
wild.
bro.
That was wild. I'm with you. I did not expect that to happen at all. I mean, who was our coach that was it Casey last year? Didn't he move into the front office? Okay.
I can't remember if he moved to the front office. I can't remember, but I didn't like that. I mean, I don't like I said, I don't mind the move of going with Monty Williams. I just don't like the amount of money we spent on him. Like, it
Yeah.
was just,
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Who do you think we're gonna get? Like who's gonna fall to us?
in the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love it if Brandon Miller would fall down to us, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I think the chances of that happening is probably slim. Uh,
What do we need? I mean, I feel like we got guards.
so we have guards. We got plenty of big men. We got plenty of big men. We just need some scoring wings. Yeah, that's what we that's really what we need. And so, let's see, oh, man. So I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I don't either because I think you're right. Miller will go top three. I think Scoot will go number two, and obviously Wemby's gonna go number one.
Probably. I mean, I do like the dude out of UConn, Jordan Hawkins. He's a really good shooter, but he's relatively short. He's 6'4". Uh, but I really like his game. Uh, let's see. I don't know. I just think we need someone that can kind of bring some shooting to our wing spot and like not even necessarily shooting, but just like another playmaker. So we'll see. But and I think we're gonna have to figure out between our big men, between Stewart, Wiseman, uh, and Duran, uh, we got to figure out like we can't keep all three of them.
No,
So we got to figure out, and even Bagley, we got to add Bagley in that. Like between the four of those guys, we got to figure out like what we're doing, and then we got to make some trades happen to kind of get some assets back.
right, right. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I was like the whole year optimistic, just thinking like, okay, we're gonna get like a top three pick and get like a one of those dudes, and then it's just so crazy that it turned out that way, man. That shit is so.
Bruh, they played the shit out of us, dog. Like I just knew I'm like, we gotta at least get a top three pick. And then they fall five. That
Yeah.
shit, I was like, come on, dog.
I don't know about all that, man. I hear a lot of people say that shit's rigged. It's like crazy to me. They don't televise it, and like they don't like I don't
This
know,
shit is
man.
it is mad weird, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. Like they get the worst record and they get a number five. Come on,
Yeah,
San
yeah,
Antonio. Yesterday.
bro. That probably got Popovich like, oh man, he's like, all right, I got another 5 years in me now. Like that's he's probably been like just like ready to retire now. That's crazy, man. I'm excited to see that though. Like if there's any team that can like develop a superstar, it's them. So I mean, it's
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And the thing is that like it sounds like that's where he wanted to go.
yeah, bro.
Cause
Tony
like
Parker posted like a picture on Twitter of him wearing a Spurs jersey like years ago. I was like, holy shit.
yeah, so like that's where he wants to go. So I was just like, damn.
Yeah. Have you watched him at all recently? You have any thoughts on him? Like, bro, I'm so excited to watch him play. I'm just so nervous, like anyone being that size, like that they're just not gonna be able to stay healthy.
Yeah, I think um I mean he's super skilled and very fluid on the floor. Um it's just how is he going he's definitely gonna just have to add and I'm not saying like he's gonna have to bulk up. I don't think it has to be super crazy though.
Mhm.
Like you just want him to be able to withstand everything that's going to come. Because I mean, he's 200. What is he? How much is he? 230. So it's not like he's light. Like that. That's a pretty decent size.
Yeah.
I would say if he can get to around maybe like 245, I think would probably be a real solid weight. So just another 15 pounds on him, and it's more so just in the lower half, just so that way he can deal with the banging that's going to come. When you're going up against an Embiid or a Giannis or a Jokic, um, Embiid that would just withstand what's going to come from that.
Yeah, it's I'm with you. He's so fluid in the way he plays. I mean, he moves like a guard. It's just the biggest thing is like, yeah, him getting that man body and kind of developing. I mean, the Spurs don't really have a lot else going on there though, so I don't know how much difference he's going to make right away. They're definitely going to need to get some other pieces. But like what's weird is when you get a big prospect like that, I wonder if that's going to help them with free agency this season. Like will players want to come play with him? Because it's still San Antonio. Like I don't think people generally want to go there. So it's just like,
I don't think it'll be this year that people want to come. I think they're going to wait and see what happens and how he does that first year
mhm.
before things start to. Now you may get some of the younger players, right? Because San Antonio doesn't. I mean, they don't. They really don't have a great roster, so they got some really young players. So I think they may be able to potentially get some guys that are within like their first 3 years. But you know what? Hey, I'll give it a shot,
Mhm.
right? To kind of see what's going on and see if I can go in and make an improvement um, on that team. So like I wouldn't be surprised if like Austin Reeves is like, fuck it, I'll go over there, give some money, let me shine and play with them, and we can start to build from there. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you see like somebody like Austin Reeves go in there, or hell, I don't know, or maybe one of those guards from Miami, uh, like just like or even one of those guards that New York has, either Quigley or Grimes, like have one
Mhm.
of those that can hoop. But like I need to be starting. I want to I'm not about to play behind Brunson and RJ Barrett. I'm gonna go get my own. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be surprised if some of those guys out there.
for sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for next season already, man. I'm so excited for the NFL. It's weird though, man. Like we're in this period now where like in the next week NBA is going to end and then it's like that dead zone because I don't really watch a lot of baseball, so it's just kind of like, like gotta wait
I
until
don't.
football, man.
I know, but hold on. Can we talk about, bro? How is it that Zion hasn't been playing, but he in the news?
Dude, when I saw that chick tweet that, I was like, holy fuck, what the hell is going on over there, man? That was fucking wild, man. Holy
Bruh,
shit.
bruh,
Yeah.
I was like, what he doing, bro?
It was so weird too, because isn't his thing like he's just like, I don't feel ready to play type of thing? Like, I don't know if they've
I
not.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I know it, he was supposed to be really like warming up and getting ready to like start, but they were just like, no, ain't no point in it. Dude, but bro, he just looks like he is getting bigger.
He does. He does.
It don't look like he's lost any weight.
What a draft class, man. Those dudes, like your other boy, fuck. Oh my God. John Morant, man. Like, I don't even think we've talked since that's happened again. Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
Them dudes from South Carolina is out here killing it.
I know, man.
I just,
Uh,
and this is the thing. So we got to make sure, we got to understand. So because I think a lot of people are thinking, hold on, my bad.
you got dogs everywhere, bruh.
Bruh. Okay, but um, he didn't break any like law, right? Like he's
No.
okay, he's fine to have a gun. Like that's not the issue. But like from what the understanding is that like you as an NBA player, if I'm not mistaken, they all have like a certain clause or whatever that pretty much is saying that like they're not going to do anything that's going to bring negative attention towards themselves in the NBA,
Hmm.
right? And so with him doing that, he brought that attention on, especially when you have so much shit is such a controversy with gun laws and stuff like that, right? And I know the NBA has a relationship with Disney, so like they have to be very careful about what they show support to. But he's got to be smart.
The video is so funny too because it's like shows him and then it goes back to his boy dancing and then like out of nowhere it goes back to him and he's got a gun. It's like what the fuck? Where did that even come from,
Right.
bro? Like,
But hold on, and it was like a glimpse, so it was like that quick. Like he over here dancing and everything. The next thing you know, it's just a gun, and it's like it was so fast, like, and then it just went away real quick. And he was like,
oh my god, man. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
in the whole situation where he beat up some little boy in his backyard and put a gun,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't I don't get it, man. Like I just like I don't get how you get to that point and not realize like it's just not worth it, you know? Like what are you doing? Like did he lose his deal with like Powerade and all that yet? Like I
I
don't
don't know. I don't know if he's lost all of those deals or anything yet, but it was just crazy um, that he just it. I don't. What I'm struggling with, and I think everybody is struggling with, is like how you just got in trouble for this thing, bro.
like 2 months ago.
Right. And you were trying to sound all remorseful, and even that conversation with Jalen Rose, and then you go and do this shit again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's clear too that like his boy knew right away like that he had fucked up
Oh,
and tried to
bro,
like
that camera shifted down so fast.
yeah. Yep. Like,
But
my
like, why?
God.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. I don't I mean, so what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think it's gonna be I assume it's gonna be a big suspension, but some people are like all over the place with it. They're like 25 plus games, and other people are like, no, it's gonna be like half the year. Like I have no idea.
I think it's gonna be in the double digits for sure.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
far as the number of games, I would assume it'd be at least because I think what was the last time it was at 8 games.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that time it was pretty much an illegal situation because you brought a gun into like an establishment that you're definitely not supposed to do. But I think this one, but it's just, again, it's just the image thing. So I'm going to anticipate it's going to be anywhere between like 15 to 20 games, would be my guess.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I could see that. I mean, uh Jesus. I really like him too, man. Like I really like he's a future star in the league. So it's just like I
Oh,
really
yeah.
hope that like this one is it and he can just chill out, focus on the
I mean, the
game.
thing was, like, he's been like he balled during the playoffs when he wasn't injured and everything. Like, he was balling his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
But when you over here just doing stupid shit, bro.
Yeah. No, you can't be doing it, man. I really hope he figures it out. There's really not much else to say at this point. Like, I don't know. What's your thoughts on the Warriors, bro? Like, I know we talked about that. Like, if they like, I feel like that's the end of that. Like, someone's leaving. Like, and I think it's
Yeah.
Draymond. But I mean,
He gets Draymond. What?
Clay is a possibility. You
That's what
know.
I was thinking. Like, what if it's Clay and they just try to go get somebody younger or give Jordan Poole a little bit more time and kind of just build up a bench because that's the biggest thing I think right now is like their bench is not as deep as we are accustomed to it being, and they may elevate Jordan Poole to kind of develop the bench.
Mm-hmm. They
But
could.
that was crazy, bro.
Some people fucking don't like Jordan Poole right now, though. They're just saying like he's not fitting in with it, and I don't agree with that. I think if anything, yeah, like it's unfortunate because I love Clay, but he doesn't look like the same player that he used to be. So I just don't feel like you can
Yeah.
give him that same role anymore. I mean, it's just not. It's unfortunate, man. Like because it's like he was so fucking good, and then it's just those back-to-back injuries. He was out what like 2 years, and like it's just he's had a couple games where he's looked like Clay, but for the most part, since he's returned, it's just like he's not been the same dude like at all.
No,
You know.
he's not. But
Yeah.
imagine if Clay was to go play with Dame, though.
I mean, depends on what clay it is, but yeah, that would be crazy.
I feel like it. I wouldn't mind it. It's better than what he got at 2 guard now.
God, I really hope Dame gets out of Portland at some point. That's like all I hope.
He legit needs to just go ahead and just
Like he deserves to play for a winning team, man. Like I
yeah.
fucking love Dame. I don't know. I didn't think he should have done what he did, but also respect it. Like I get it, trying to win with the team that drafted you and staying loyal to him and whatnot. Like do what you need to do, get that money. But like, oh, I just want to see him deep in the playoffs. That's like all I want to see.
Yeah, usually, yeah. I mean, dude is just that. I think sometimes loyalty just kind of hits up hurt you in the long
Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before because franchises aren't loyal to players. Like, if, like,
run. At all,
so
at all.
what's the point of doing that? You know, like, I don't see it. Anything else you want to go over? Oh, did you see Messi's coming to Miami?
I so hold on, and this is the thing that blew my mind. Dude turned down $1 billion contract.
Something like that from like Saudi Arabia or something.
I'm like, dog, that's
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really watch soccer or follow it very much, but like I'm a Messi fan, and I was like, damn, I just did not expect him to come
I didn't
here.
think
Like,
I didn't think he was, but I think they're really just trying to like grow the sport here in the U.S. and he'll definitely help with that.
yeah.
So
Well, I know part of his contract they were saying is like MLS partners with like Apple TV, and he's gonna get like fucking shares of like the profit of like all the Apple TV views or like signups for the league pass for MLS or whatever it is. So that's like I'm sure he's got a ton of shit in that contract that's gonna be absolutely enormous, you
yeah,
know. But it's just weird. I
yeah,
mean, I'm not used to soccer stars being over here. I mean, my friend brought it up yesterday because I was kind of like I was really young and didn't watch soccer at all, but I guess Beckham did the same thing. Once he kind of got
yeah.
older, he came to the US and kind of milked that
Even
for a while.
Zoltan did. Zoltan even came over to the U.S. for a bit and played. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see him here. Maybe
Yeah.
go check.
I mean, it's gonna, like you said, it's definitely gonna bring more attention to the game
Oh,
here. I mean, I saw the day after he signed, like that soccer club, the Miami, whatever they are, they went from like 1 million followers on Instagram to like 5 million, like overnight. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely gonna bring more attention. So.